Hey everyone, this is Finch here, and we're going to be narrating a game between BKC and z0mOG for the tiebreak of SPL Semi-Finals. It's 6-6 series. This is the first tiebreak game of the three, the other two being TDK versus Cristo in UU and Blue Wind against Rasco in DPP. So it's a pretty hype series, I'd say. Those two games are later, but this one's now, and this one also piques my interest the most. Two very interesting picks. One could argue the Blunder could be an over z0mOG, and TDK could be an OU, or even Gondra, perhaps someone else in OU. BKC is not really a man of much experience in SM, but he's clearly a great player. So I respect both these picks, especially the BKC one. I think he's going to put up one hell of a fight. Looking at the teams now, there's some pretty standard sort of US East-ish, Brofist-ish kind of Celesteela Clefable balance from BKC. This actually looks pretty similar to something that John used earlier in the season. So yeah, it's pretty much up that alley. And oh wow, this looks like an EO team from z0mOG. I guess that makes sense of the name. Yeah, I mean he's got the Chansey kind of bulky offense with the breaker and a Magna Zone. He always used Scarf Magna Zones. Yeah. Look at the match. I'm gonna have to favor the z0mOG side actually. Because once you trap the Celesteela, then I mean you pretty much get the Kartana to go in. The Karen Black goes in straight up. Landers can be threatening depending on the set. That's surely a Mega Latios, which can be annoying as shit. The things that can do well for the BKC side are the Mega Venusaur. If he gets a poison on the Lati, as we Sludge Bomb, then it pretty much threatens it. I mean, yeah, especially if the Lati is played kind of recklessly, because z0mOG is known for making some kind of questionable risk versus reward plays. The Zygarde can be annoying depending on the set. The main thing is if it's like sub Dragon Dance with 101 HP subs, that can be big, especially with the Chansey. Alternatively, if it's Choice Bandit, it could be kind of annoying. Anyway, looking at the lead position, it's probably Scarf Landers too, so just get a U-turn right here, but this is a very threatening Karen Black. I imagine you just see a U-turn here into the Clefable, but Greninja is a valid target as well. I think if I'm z0mOG here, I just click Ice Beam. It's probably the Z-set. I think that it's Z, Karen Black, Stealth Rock, Landers T, Scarf Kartana, and Scarf Magnezone, but it could be a Swords Dance Magnezone, in which case a Swords Dance Kartana rather, and Scarf Landers T, in which case then this is Life Orb and not Z, which yes, Ice Beam can to a kill Clefable, so that's threatening, but you kind of have to play the risk game, and I think you just U-turn the Clefable here. Greninja could also be a play, but it's a bit risky. I don't think anyone Fusion Bolts here though, but you might want to preserve the Greninja's health. It's probably Scarf. No, I mean it's probably whatchamacallit, Ash Greninja, given that this is Scarf Landers T. So you're just looking at the sets. z0mOG seem pretty much as one of two options. It's definitely Scarf, Magnezone. Stealth Rock is likely on the Chansey, but it could be on the Landers T. Mega Latios and probably a Z-Curum, but it could be Life Orb too. Really, it just depends on if the Kartana is Scarf or the Landers T is Scarf, and likely the Scarf also is Defog. So we're going to see the Greninja there taking 30 from a non-Life Orb Ice Beam Equivalent. This is Z, so therefore it's not Z Kartana, so it's probably Scarf Kartana, and it could be Stealth Rock, Bulky, Landers T, and then just like a Healing Wish or a Heal Bell or even a Skill Swap Chansey in that set, or even Counter. It could run a lot of things in the last move. I know this does look like something that's inspired by EO, though, whereas BKC's team looks like something that's kind of up East's alley, something that they typically bring to a tiebreaker game, because it tends to handle stall pretty well with Stealth Rock, Clefable plus pressure. Even knock Mega Venusaur is actually kind of annoying for stall to handle, admittedly, but it also just kind of is balance that just handles the metagame decently enough to where outplaying wins games. It's kind of the Brofist mindset, I suppose. Anyway, moving forward, I imagine that this is an Ash Ninja. So he might want to get his way out. In fact, I think the play here might now be to go to the Clefable. However, if he's predicting a Fusion Bolt, he could go out to Landers T again. But that's really risky. I wouldn't put it past z0mOG just to click Z here, because I think it should probably still kill the Greninja, or if not, it's close to it. But yeah, I think Clefable is the play here. In which case, I ask, why not just go to it initially? But I think that he might have. He baited the Scout of maybe like for example, a Protein Greninja or some sort of set that could threaten a Karen Black, especially like Low Kick, for example. And then just got the Clefable. And so that was a nice sequence for BKC. However, they just trade rocks here, so not a ton of progress has been made. The rocks seem a bit more annoying to the team on z0mOG side as opposed to BKC side, but I think his matchup kind of plays into it where not really going to need the Karen to switch in a ton, and it might also be Roost last move potentially. Moonblast there is not going to do much. Wish is really big because now the Karen or whatever comes in is going to be safe. Imagine here we just see a Kartana or a Magnezone. So if I am the BKC side, I switch to my Venusaur here just to get a Mega Evolution and probably a Sludge Bomb off after that. Potentially a knockoff if it has it, but you don't want to let the Kyurem in for free. So that's worth noting. Yeah, I think I just go to Venusaur here. Worst case scenario, the chance he stays in. But yeah, this seems to be the play. He's probably going to go around the Steel types. Yep, Magnezone there. He's trying to threaten it and doesn't really mind the Moonblast damage. So that's just a nice conservative start for BKC. Playing well. It's definitely going to be Scarf. Volt Switch. Yep. 11%. So probably going to see a Sludge Bomb here, and what I'd rather be the Chansey, but could be Latios. If he wants to see knockoff, scout that, then I think that you definitely go to Latios just because you're Mega, so you don't really mind that as much. Pump shake like 35. But then you kind of got to risk the Sludge Bomb poison game, and that gets really annoying, especially if this is any special attack investment, but that's more of an early Oras thing as opposed to an SM thing. You don't really see that anymore, but if this is the growth set, then that could be actually really threatening. Sludge Bomb doing a 45% there. That's a lot. And if I'm scouting for a knockoff, this could very well be a growth Venusaur, um, which would be threatening. And that's that John has used in the past too. But he paired it with Magnezone, so it doesn't seem as likely here. It's probably just a utility one Sludge Bomb, and then a couple of definitely Sludge Bomb Synthesis. Then you're going to see two of Giga Drain, Hidden Power Fire, Knockoff, Earthquake, potentially even Leech Seed. If you're of the ABR type that wants to pressure Toxapex on the switch and more, which is a nice tech, admittedly. But I don't know if this team necessarily needs it with Zygarde, Landorus T, especially with spikes from Master Ninja. But it is worth noting that the Celesteela, Clefable, and otherwise this Venusaur are digged by Toxapex, so it could be that, although I don't think it's entirely likely. Regardless, that was a nice play by the BKC side, but now you're in a bit of an awkward position. The Clefable is at full, so you could go to Wit safely, or perhaps even the Greninja, as there's no way in hell he's going to Draco Meteor here. I gather that it just Mega Evolves and Roosts. Now, the issue is you don't want to go to your Celesteela, which is otherwise safe, if only because the Magnezone is still threatening. So I think Roost is the play here, yup. All right, so now the question is if BKC going to double out to potentially a ground type to threaten the Chansey or Magnezone, and he's not. He's just going to click Wish. Ooh, the Wish clefs. It's great. This looks like John's team against Fleming Victini. All right, so Wish here as well. So you're going to see trading Wishes. What health is the Kyurem at? It's at 77. So after rocks, it should be able to take a Sludge Bomb comfortably bar crit. Now, one of the issues with this BKC team in this matchup here, and I think it's a good team at large, but one of the issues here is that you cannot really directly outrun and kill the Kyurem. So now it's going to be able to be really threatening until it wastes the Z move. I think you go to Clefable here, predicting that, and it's a fine play by z0mOG. Personally, I just go to the Kyurem just to heal it back up, because worst case now you're just back and forward in a bad position against this Clefable. But Wish seems to be play here. I'm probably going to see the Magnezone again. I wonder if we're going to try and bait it with Seismic Toss or just going to Moonblast again. Wish is to play. Nicely done by BKC because now he gets safely in the Zygarde or the Landorus or the Venusaur. And it's going to be the Landorus. Scarf Flash Cannon doing a bit over half. And the Landorus is back near full. I guarantee you that we're going to see a U-turn here because it seems to be the safe play. Covers them because I think z0mOG is going to be scared out, and if not, then I mean Flash Channel is not doing much to Celesteela. It's obviously choice locked, choice Scarf Magnezone. So yeah, a U-turn here from BKC 100%. Landorus I think is the upper middle ground. If he HPIs, that's fucking ballsy. But yeah, U-turn is a good play. No Rocky helmet damage and doing 8%. So let's see if this is prep leftovers. Because some information about this set's going to be pretty valuable. I think Greninja is going to be the follow-up here, but if that could be a Scarf for Landorus, then perhaps the play is Clefable. Actually, it could be the Z Fly set. No, it couldn't be the Z Fly set. I forget. EO's been using that a lot lately, and it's been catching on by a bunch of other people too. And EO's not the one who invented it, by the way. It's just like something that he's used, and his team looks like an EO team. But yeah, getting back to it. No, it's not Z. The Kyurem's Z. So looking at this in the context of the game, I'm not going to go to calc because that my screen dimensions are kind of fucked. But BKC's taking time here. I think that if this is Scarf via the calc, you go to Clefable. And otherwise, you just go to the Greninja if you're sure it's not Scarf. And if you go to Greninja, then in my opinion, you spike up. There's no way z0mOG takes advantage of that. But yeah, he goes to Celesteela, which I'm not a big fan of. However, if it's fully specially defensive, then that's probably fine. But then you have to click Leech here, pretty much. You have to either click Leech here. Yeah, you have to click Leech because you can't risk a double Magnezone to protect just to get like 6%. Yeah, it's not leftovers on this Landorus. I think that Celesteela is actually kind of safe middle ground just to figure out what the set is. Because, I mean, it could be Scarf and then some weird like Adrenaline Orb Kartana. Or like, I don't know. But yeah, Anyway, Chance used to play here, interestingly enough, probably just predicting the leech, and that's going to be fine for both sides, more or less. A bit more annoying to the z0mOG side as BKC gets back to the full, not going to get trapped here. I gathered that given the U-turn damage, maybe he knew the spread and didn't want to, leech protect, because then a double protect away from pretty much losing the 1v1 after a flamethrower, because you could eat two. I mean, depending on rolls, you could lose the 1v1 regardless, honestly. But yeah, no, you don't want to. You kind of want to get that Magnezone in on a double switch if possible. It's just the issue is z0mOG has to find the grounds of baiting that double switch without losing too much progress in the long haul. Now, looking at z0mOG's team, the Kartana is something that you can kind of use to bait the Celesteela in. But especially since you kind of can play with the Kartana pretty aggressively, since you're not breaking through Celesteela plus Landorus plus Mega Venusaur with one, if not multiple priority users in the back. Even if both priorities are resisted, what a Shuriken does enough to where if it's weakened after, say, 1,000 arrows or even like a couple Giga Drains or a U-turn, Earthquake, whatever it is, even a Moonblast, honestly, it's going to be ingrained. So yeah, Zygarde's a nice play here because you're going to get the Stealth Rock healed if it stays in, whereas it pretty much takes advantage of every switch, barring the Latios, which, yeah, I mean, that's not really switching into the whatchamacallit, Celesteela, obviously. Now, this is an awkward spot here. This is definitely choice banded at Zygarde. This is the same team as the Brofist team, assuming that. However, it's not superpower in my experience. So I think the play here is just to go to Venusaur, and a Smart Strike is going to do 34. Actually, quite a bit of damage. It's just worth noting. It's likely a choice Kartana, given that. I'm pretty sure that that's definitely not banded damage, unless it's like max bold Venusaur, and it's like a min roll. I'm pretty sure that's closer to Scarf damage. So it's really just me wondering what this and the Landorus set is, because those two pieces of information are pretty vital towards execution on z0mOG's side and deciphering what to expect from the other side as well. Now we can see a synthesis here for the BKC side, and now this is where things get a bit dicey, because Clefable is a bit under full. Anyway, if I am z0mOG here, and I want to pull a fancy double to Magnezone, this is the turn in my opinion. But if I'm BKC here, honestly, the middle ground of Greninja looks pretty nice. But the issue is this is very likely a Draco Latios. Because A, he's got a Defogger with one of the two Scarfers in Landorus T or Kartana. B, he doesn't need Hidden Power Fire because he's got Magnezone. So yeah, this is very likely Draco. We're going to see the double to Magnezone. Are we going to catch the Celesteela? And the Clefable middle ground, very nicely done by BKC. Although the Psychic could do a kill there, you kind of do bait the Psychic so where you could double out to the Greninja afterwards or even the Celesteela afterwards. So, I mean, well, you could lose quite a bit of ground and you need to double in the Clefable later on to get healthy. I think it's just best to do that because then you don't risk getting trapped. It is worth noting that this Magnezone is now quite threatening. Yeah, this Magnezone is actually threatening outright, but you're probably not going to do enough to the Venusaur to KO it. So I think that BKC could just safely go to Venusaur, especially after getting that lefties, and I think that's going to be the play. Yep. Slash Cannon is going to do a mere 23%, revealing that it's probably plus special defense, likely as insurance for Ash Greninja, as Celesteela and Clefable don't really do too well, even if both of them can 1v1 it. Well, Celesteela can before the evolution, but regardless, yeah, this is probably like a mixed defense plus special defense Mega Venusaur. Very nice fit for this type of team, by the way. Anyway, you notice that z0mOG's timer is running down. BKC's played a bit better so far, but really it's still pretty even. z0mOG has the tools to break through this team, but I really like both these teams, honestly. I do suppose that a couple things can be annoying to both of them, but are we going to see a synthesis? Yep, we are. And now the QM's going to come in. So this is a really important turn, I'd say, because you probably could see a Z click here, and that gets a kill period. Alternatively, Ice Beam is threatening as well, of course. And I really just wouldn't go Clefable here if I was. You kind of have to go. It's just awkward because you don't want to go to Greninja either. And he goes to Clefable and Z. Yeah, that's really bad for BKC. That's not good. So now the z0mOG side is definitely in the lead. Yeah, this is gonna be hard. I go Greninja there on the fodder, and if he went Greninja on that turn, then this game becomes infinitely easier because he could kind of just wall stuff around with the core of Clefable plus Venusaur. Anyway, we're gonna see at least a spike here. Dark Pulse. All right, so the z0mOG has a big lead at this point, I'd say. Because Magnezone plus Kartana plus Latios just go in. And also now the Kyurem Black is just threatening as large too. I don't really know what you have to take advantage of this. Like the thing is, the choice banded Zygarde doesn't even 1v1 a Chansey. Like yeah, I mean, you got to scout for superpower here. So I imagine you just go to Landorus T. The question is, can he 1,000 arrows the Landorus T for like 45%? Oh, he's Dragon Dance and it's Hidden Power Ice. Is this gonna be like a pinch berry weakness policy? Oh boy, this set. Ooh. Oh, so John, it's this set. This is another set that we've seen a bit. John used this well, John theorized around this in SPL. I thought this was banded on the original team, and I think it was, but I think there's probably some alterations to the team. Actually, this makes the stall matchup a lot harder, but I guess you don't really expect Z0mOG to stall, especially after he stalled Yonder initially a couple weeks ago, and that just didn't really work out well. That was just kind of like a dead game there, the replay. But yeah, that is huge. Now this is a hard turn here. If I'm BKC, I actually Dragon Dance again, just because this is so clearly forced out. And you're actually no, I think you have to 1,000 arrows here. But yeah, this is a really important win condition for the BKC side. The issue being here that let's say you fodder the Magnezone and get Chansey, and Chansey should eat 1,000 arrows and then get a Toxic off, or yeah, but I think at that point it's just damage. I think you could just spam 1,000 arrows here. Actually, I think that's the play. Yeah, if I'm BKC, I 100% spam 1,000 arrows. Unless that 45% is like absolute max damage, and you've got like 70%. By the way, I highly doubt, because while this set is indeed heavily invested in bulk, it's just not enough. So yeah, I think the PKC is just trying to kind of feel out the situation, figure out, okay, how many kills can I get in the long term, and will that be enough to put me back in a winning position? Here is going to be the foddering off of the Curum on 1,000 arrows. Yup, so that's an optimal play by both, I'd say. Now I imagine we see the Landorus here to get another Intimidate off. Yup. And now I think he has to fodder again. The real question is, can he preserve the Latios plus Magnezone? Because, yeah, he needs the Chansey too for Greninja. Yeah, I think this is going to be a little too little for the Z0mOG side, even if he can eventually get past this, especially now that the Chansey should be taking around half from 1,000 arrows, maybe a bit more than half. But yeah, keep in mind that +0, adamant, 1,000 arrows, probably not max attack. Yeah, it's going to kill this. No surprise there. But now you go to. Is Kartana able to eat this? That would it's probably a roll. And it's just going to die, so it's going to be a good game, and that's going to be weakness policy Zygarde taking the cake. Really cool set. I'm glad that this set finally got usage. Oh, Ray Scarface dropping gay ass rolls. I mean, that's really all he's good for saying nowadays. But anyway, Kevin C, the true goat. Yeah, that's doing a bit over half at +2, as you can see. And Seismitoss just isn't going to be enough. And obviously, he doesn't have enough toxic. Yeah, I mean, in theory, he could have went to this initially, gotten a toxic off, then foddered like everything besides like Latios or Magnezone. But those single Pokemon are obviously not going to be enough to take advantage of the remaining 4 Pokemon and then emerge victorious. So I think that Z0mOG did all he could in that position, and I think that he needed the Chansey plus Magnezone plus Latios to win this game in the back, and those just simply weren't able to all be alive. So the clutch Zygarde set came through here. Really thought it was choice banded, in which case BKC would have been in a pretty horrible position. But nah, he played his hand well given this set. He just needed to provoke that sequence after getting a little damage off on the Landorus. Really well done by BKC. Z0mOG didn't play a poor game either, especially since he likely expected a choice band. But yeah, BKC is going to take this one. It's going to be 1-0 in favor of the Raiders, and hopefully I'll be able to bring you guys some more games later. But if not, I hope you guys are enjoying the extra games this SPL, and it's been lit.